the thing about like AI that I think about, like honest to God, I pay attention to the data centers and I'm listening to the podcast and you and I talk about it all the time. The things that I'm mostly paying attention to in terms of AI or I'm most excited about is what we can build with it and what it can do for us. Like, and us being like the local news segment of America, of the information ecosystem. Because when you start to think of, so pretty much any product I dream up can be a thing. And then you match it with strong information gathered by experts in gathering information, you begin to recognize like, okay, like these are all superhero capes that you can put on, and there's nothing to stop you from building it except for tokens that throttle you down based on what the frontier companies want to limit you on.
Yeah. Well, and you see the emergence of data annotation as an industry springing up, and it's like we think, I mean, if you ask yourself out loud, what is data annotation? It's basically trying to have a human with hopefully some subject matter expertise, if possible, validate a piece of information. And it's like, well, I mean, a lot of this information wouldn't exist without a reporter, and
Yeah.
the annotation part is kind of the gig. So I think there's a big role for journalism to play in this march going forward. And I think as part of our mission is getting the current remnants of this industry to recognize that this is a data business, and it's unbelievable. Like, talking about like being at the ends of funnels, you have a lot of influence about that funnel if you're gathering that information. And so I think a lot of what we have seen and will continue to see is when we start talking in these grand descriptions of the information economy, a lot of these small publishers go, that's great. I don't have money for that. I don't know
Yeah.
how to build I can't put the scaffolding around something that you're describing.
Right.
So how do I fit in? And this is where the AI layer comes in and says the cost of infrastructure development is racing to zero. The ability for people to experiment in this space is racing to zero. And as people start to figure this out, you're watching data annotation businesses try to source and hire, and then with no geolocation or compatibility with any of the data. And meanwhile, all these small media businesses have trained journalists in their location.
An untapped resource. It's so undervalued. I mean, you couldn't get more bad news bears out of this scenario. Like, it's like I'm waiting for the day whenever an AI frontier company finally figures out, like, okay, we need to get better information. We have so much AI slop that we're just swimming in our own mess. What we need is hardcore reality, unfettered truth, people who know it and people who know how to find it. And then it's just going to be you and me in a dark corner. Just all that you see is the glow of the cigarette going, I heard you need a journalist. One more ride. And then we go, and then we're just like, let me tell you how you'll do it. Because whenever I talk with people about what, um, like, like AI, the things that they regurgitate to me are these really bad talking points on, well, how are we going to know it's real anymore? And my question is like, how do you know what's real now? Like,
Mhm.
have you stopped to ask yourself that question, or did that question just become incepted into your mind because of your media diet?